guys been enjoying your time here so far?
We have. How is everyone?
Amazing.
Go Thunder.
This is an exciting weekend to be here, right? There's a lot going on.
It is.
Yeah, but the game's not here though.
No, not the next
That's
one.
too bad. That sucks.
I know. So I kind of wanted to start by asking, you guys filmed in front of a live studio audience, right?
We did. Every Friday night, we had a live audience. Wasn't it 2 tapings?
No, we just
Back
did
to back?
Did we do 2?
No,
Oh no, during the day
Yeah.
we would do it without a
Like a
studio
pre-tape
audience.
kind of thing, and
Sort
then-
of each scene individually, and then at night we would do it in front of the
I think
live studio
they
audience.
did scenes during the day to kind of lock it in, and then we had that great fresh energy of like live theater with a studio audience. It was like a pep rally. It was all young kids, and it was really fun.
Was there like a certain amount of time that you guys were able to film because of
Yes, because we're under 18. I mean, we had the rare show where we were actually playing the age that we were. And so, so many shows, people are 25 playing 15. I mean, we were 15, 16, 17. So the child labor laws, I think at the time, were 9 hours a day, and 3 of those had to be school. So we were in a schoolroom together doing our homework with our tutor, Sydney Sharon, and then if someone had to break to then go do a rehearsal, they had to get up, from social studies and drop back into Zach. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember. It was such a great education. We got so much great education. Now, nothing against Sydney Sharon, who was our teacher for the many years that we did.
He was
So,
amazing.
He was amazing.
He actually wrote our Algebra 2 trig book from the school that I got my work from. So he was brilliant.
But
Yeah.
for someone like me that could steal the answers to the test.
Like look in the back of
Yeah,
the...
that was my schooling.
I like that we're at least admitting it to you all. It was easy to cheat. Dad, do you have anything to say about that?
He was a great student. What are you talking about?
Except for math. Math I was not. Math, I needed all the help I can get. I have to count like this on my fingers.
I'm the same. Was there like a part of the set that most felt like at home for you guys, whether like in a classroom or at the Max or in a hallway?
Jesse's bedroom, for sure. It felt like home. What do you mean, damn? I mean, when you would climb through the window, didn't that feel like home?
I seriously don't even remember you had a bedroom on the show.
I want to show you. It was mauve with posters.
No, it's fine. You can just...
I'm going to look at it.
That's where she almost OD'd. I remember.
I'm so excited.
That wasn't in my bedroom? That was in your bedroom. Okay. You say so. Yeah, while she's doing that.
Oh, she's Googling.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the 3 of y'all could each put something in a time capsule from your time on the show, what do you think would be like the ideal thing to have in a time capsule?
We did that, didn't we?
On
On an episode of the
Oh my
Reboot.
gosh, that's an amazing question. Like on the Reboot, I don't know how many of you saw it, but it was on Peacock a couple years ago, and it was a time capsule episode, and we actually shot it on the lot where they did Back to the Future. At night, it was a night shoot. Do you remember that?
What was the capsule?
Oh, yeah, that was your bedroom. It's interesting because that bedroom actually was Zach's bedroom. They would just switch it over, right? Wasn't that?
That's when you were an OD.
Jesse, calm down. Jesse, enough. It's just caffeine pills. Get over it. That's what I would have been doing anyway.
You see the bedroom?
Just pull it together.
Done, we're good.
We had to get to the bone.
I just wanted to make sure you saw the bedroom.
Yeah, of course. What was it like coming back to do the reboot?
It was fun, you know, just like when you see your old high school friends that you actually went to school with, because essentially we all sort of grew up at the same time because we were actual high school kids. And it was neat. You kind of pick up where you left off. And I think it could have gone at least another season, you know, but the streaming world is tricky and fickle, to say the least. But proud of the couple seasons that we did.
And it was a lot of fun because Mark Paul directed an episode, so it was great just to have that ease and comfort and flow together. You know, he knows these characters better than anyone. But yeah, what'd you say? Yeah.
That means you're good because you can't even remember. That means
it was seamless. Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. It was hard because it was during COVID, so there were all these protocols, and I mean it was hard, but it was joyful to be back together.
So, Mark Paul, was that something like you always wanted to do? Did you always want to be a director, or is that something that developed through doing the show or other?
I've always wanted to direct. I should have always pushed more to direct some of the things that I was in. I really should have directed, like when I was doing NYPD Blue. I should have directed that. Pitch, I tried. A lot of these, unfortunately, a lot of my shows are one and done, meaning they're one season and then we're finishing up. Generally on like my contract, or I'm sure it's pretty standard, at least that's what they tell me, is that the second season actors will be able to potentially direct if that's something that you want to do. So the first time I did that was on Franklin and Bash, and then I directed some other things, and then Saved by the Bell. That was definitely part of the contract, was that I was going to direct, and then I just directed Found, and I was scheduled to direct more of those. But it's always something that I want to do. It's just it's a timing issue. You know, with acting, it takes up most of the time, and then directing, you have to sort of book something well in advance, and sometimes I just can't predict what my schedule's going to be, so I don't.
So before we get to questions from y'all, if you guys want to start lining up, obviously the three of you guys were the ultimate fashion icons during the time, so I want to know if there is like a piece of like a wardrobe or clothing that you'd like to see make a resurgence from that time, and something that you think should stay in the 90s.
That clothes was awful. So I had to do this campaign recently, right? For, I don't want to say it because it's embarrassing.
Tell us.
No, but the whole thing was like a throwback to the era, because in other words, like, if you used to wear these back in high school, then you might need to go get checked up on this. It was like, so I couldn't, they were at the age now, but we made that down. So I
Did you
couldn't.
get paid well?
Okay. I'm not doing great. So then I was trying to look for Z Cavaricis, right? And I figured they would be easy to find, but they were so hard to find. So I couldn't find them, and I told them, yeah, I'll wear these, this and that. And so long story short, I ended up ordering some women's. I found some women's, but I come to find out they look exactly the same, so nobody could tell. So I rocked those and stuff. But yeah, those were atrocious. They should never come back.
The worst. Yeah, I've said this before, but no girl in adolescence would want to wear Z Cavaricis. I mean, really.
Or boys.
Yeah. But what did I like from that time? I'm just trying to think. I don't know, like, you know, from the video, you know, put your mind to it, go for it. Those leotards could make a comeback. You never know. It's totally inappropriate for like 15-year-olds in those leotards. Do you guys remember those? I mean, I don't know.
All right. Hey, what's your name? What's your question?
My name's Chris from Kansas City.
We can't hear the mic in the crowd.
Chris Palmer.
There we go.
Palmer?
And we're good.
Walker?
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Oh,
now we
good.
can.
Great. Fantastic. My name's Chris. I'm from Kansas City. And my wife and I, of course, were big fans of the show growing up, and it's been really fun to share the show with our kids as they've gotten a little older, as they've gotten to be kind of preteens and teenagers. What's your experience been like sharing the show with your kids? Have you done it, and what would you like to share about that experience? Because I was wondering what that was like for you.
The kids don't want to see me on TV at all. My wife's trying to get them to watch it just you know, there's your dad. And they're like, no, we're good. And my mom has tried, so I don't know if they just get dad overload, but they have no interest in seeing me at all. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah, same. My 4 kids, I mean, they're just like, oh yeah, cool. My son is kind of styling his hair a little bit like Zach Morris, so I'm telling him he has Zach Morris doing his hair for him, which is not every kid going to school can say that. But other than that, he's not impressed with anything else yeah.
So, with Saved by the Bell, I mean, my son loves to watch everything about the show, even the reboot. Yeah, I mean, I don't let him watch everything I've done, but Saved by the Bell, he's allowed to watch that.
Let me know when you can watch, and I'll watch it with him.
Like a good uncle.
I'll be like his guide.
Excellent question. Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Dan.
Hey, Dan.
My question is for Mark. It's about Found. How did you get into that role of playing Sir? Like, what was your motivation for that character?
It was, I mean, everything we do is pretty much on the page, but I did ask when I looked at the script and I was considering doing the role, I asked the showrunner who inspired her to write that role and who I could possibly use as a muse, and she said Ted Bundy. And so that was where I was able to kind of figure out, like, oh, this is a guy that uses his charm, his looks, to sort of disarm his victims, and like how does he get to do what he did? And she said, if you follow Ted Bundy, you'll understand like how he was able to disarm and the psychology behind him, how he was able to do that to his victims, and how they allowed him to sometimes like break through the barrier. So that was it. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Lauren. I'm from Kansas City. I know Zach and Kelly were the it couple, so not to take away, but AC Slater and Jesse were my jam, and I absolutely loved watching. You guys really bring the arts to TV. Not to take away from today's version of the arts, but dancing is really like clip by clip, and it's really edited, and TikTok has taken that so far, which is great. But as a dancer, I really appreciated seeing a lot of scenes, especially with you two, in one take, clean, cut, beautiful. I'd love it if you did something now, but you don't have to. I would just love to know, was that part of like being casted? Because your guys' chemistry was also just so amazing too. But what I also love about film is sometimes things just naturally come out. Like, oh my gosh, we should have so many like dance scenes, like especially in the restaurant they go to. Or was it like random, or did you guys have to like have a dance background to get the parts to be a couple?
I want to sort of, you said that these two had chemistry. I did a podcast where I talked about that. I totally get what you're saying about them being a better couple than Zach and Kelly. No. I would watch the show because I did this podcast and we had a rewatch. You guys really did have like really good chemistry on the show. And I was like, it was fun to watch you guys. Because you guys would be in the background, you'd be like giggling and touching each other and stuff like that. And Zach and Kelly never did that. Because I think also Tiffany always had her boyfriend on set. And so I was afraid to touch her. Like, I was like, let me just, is it okay if I do that? Because he was always there, remember that? You guys just had this like fun little banter always going. Like, no, I'm with you. Slater and
That's
Jesse
very nice.
was.
I think we're the most immature. So I'm like a 5-year-old and she is too sometimes. So I think we bring that out of each other. So we always have, even now in my 50s. Maybe I'm 8 years old now.
But in terms of like when we were cast, dance was not a prerequisite. I think our writers were really good at paying attention, like watching us, seeing us interact, all of us, and seeing and learning about us and what our natural talents were, or things we were working on outside of filming. I would be at dance class, or he was at wrestling, or they would integrate things organically that they would witness in us, or different dynamics, friendship dynamics. I mean, we've also always been close, and I think they brought some of that sort of friendship of, Jesse and Zach, and then, yeah, I think that was a gift of our writers. paying attention to what's in front of them, because to not use it would be, would have been a shame. So I think that happened with Friends too, the show.
Yes.
And so I think a lot of the shows where you see cast dynamics that work on screen, I think that they're, for the most part, that there's a really great dynamic offset too. Yeah, that you can't fake, because, yeah.
Facts.
Thank you.
I'm Josh from right here, Oklahoma City, Thunder season ticket holder, so we're very fortunate this did not conflict with a home game. But I want to ask you
We
guys.
we know where you'd be, right?
Here.
Yeah, budgeted accordingly. But I want to ask you guys, what was it like, and do you have any good stories from Malibu Sands and Palm Springs?
Well, it's funny, we just were in Palm Springs at a Comic-Con, and I was like, we should have stayed at, what was it, the Marriott Palm Desert for old time's sake? Do you want to speak to Malibu Sands?
No, anytime you got to get out of the classroom was a lot of fun. So that summer we were in Malibu was a lot of fun. And, or traveled like Palm Springs.
Hawaii.
We did a movie in Hawaii, I think, and we were in Vegas.
Yep.
So yeah, that always makes it a lot more fun. It's like you're in camp.
I remember Vegas, and we were just talking, she says, I don't remember Vegas. You'll remember Vegas because at the time, we all broke
OJ.
because we were watching that OJ chase.
That's right.
We all went into a hotel room, and we were all watching on this TV.
I don't think I was
the white
there, guys.
Bronco
Yeah.
being chased. Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's how I
That's how I remember. That's all I remember.
I was in New York
94.
watching that.
Yeah.
Well,
Funny.
you
You guys, was I in the Vegas one? I
She
don't
wasn't
think
in that movie. She
so.
was in that movie.
You were in the wedding. You like
Yeah.
came in as like as they were getting married.
I
right,
did.
for Charlotte.
I did
Yeah,
something
yeah.
else in Vegas.
That's what I remember about the movie. That's the one thing I always remember about that movie
I
is
don't
we
think I was in
celebrated.
it.
Yeah, you were. I literally just watched it this week.
Yeah, you were.
We were doing research for another movie.
Yeah. Okay. A couple
We were
years ahead
busy
of time.
off strip.
He said, yeah, you were. I listened to him. You were always talking.
I've got to IMDb that. I'm just gonna keep googling things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ran up at the wedding.
The wedding, I know. Yeah, but
She was too expensive for the entire thing, so we just kind of paid her per scene. So.
oh my god.
My name is Jamie, and I grew up watching your series, and my late husband owned the entire series, and he loved the show. My question is, what are your favorite type of characters to play?
Sorry to hear about your late husband, first of all. But listen, I think whenever you have the opportunity to work in this business and to be employed at the time, that's your favorite character. At least for me, I'd like to focus and kind of take them all on a case-by-case basis, and I don't take it for granted after being here, all these times. But for me personally, I've always tried to kind of mix it up, whether that's acting or hosting a radio show or hosting my entertainment show or producing a movie, whatever the case may be. I think that's the beauty of this business. There are no rules, so you can sort of flex those creative muscles in different ways. Plus, I've always had sort of a hustler mentality, so I like to do a bunch of different things. So I like to keep it changing, and you're always just kind of growing at the same time.
Yes, I'm sorry about your husband, and I'm glad that with this show it was something that you guys shared some joy. I know that the show, I've had a lot of people today come up to me and just say like, oh my gosh, you guys saved me during high school, or different things that they've gone through in their life, and that the show kind of has served as this reminder of joy. So, or something that family or people can connect on. So I know we're all grateful to be a part of a show like that. And speaking of, other roles in other things, yeah, I think the point, personally too, I look at every new role as a growing experience. Whether it's the people you're around or different filmmakers. I've worked with some really extraordinary filmmakers who, take your work to a new level as well. I love collaborating with amazing filmmakers and other actors, and these guys have my heart in a whole different way because it's childhood and we still love and respect each other. So you don't, that kind of history is something I don't take for granted. But yeah, it's great. Like each new circumstance is like the first day of shooting on anything feels like the first day of school, jitters, as you're starting to embody a new character as well. But it's why I love acting. I like to mix it up and not just do one thing.
Yeah, I feel the same way about both of them. I mean, I just did keep it short. I just feel so lucky to be able to do what I love to do, and I think it's definitely a blessing every time I'm able to walk on set. So I don't take it for granted.
Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Hi folks, I'm Travis from Amarillo, Texas, and now what was the inspiration behind the time in, time out thing that Zach occasionally did on the show?
It was Ferris Bueller, wasn't it?
Yeah, when I first read the script, I don't know that it was Ferris Bueller, but when I read the Saved by the Bell script, from Miss Bose to Saved by the Bell, it was like, oh wow, I get to play Matthew Broderick, I get to play Ferris Bueller for television. So that's what I thought, because that I was a huge fan of that film, and him breaking the fourth wall and doing that,
Did he freeze?
No, he didn't
he just
freeze.
talked.
He just
Okay.
talked to the
Yeah.
camera, but the whole freezing of you guys, I don't know.
I think we
Yeah,
had to
good
because the way
question,
it was
though.
shot.
Oh, thanks, Elizabeth.
Yeah, I don't remember who came up with that device because we had to really freeze. Like they didn't do any
No, it wasn't any special
effects of
Yeah.
if you couldn't even move a finger, right?
Awesome, great question. Okay.
Hi, my name is Heather. I'm from Oklahoma, and I would like to know what was y'all's favorite episode.
We kind of get asked that a lot. The one that resurfaces, I think I like when we got in a fight. That was fun. Because it was a pretty good fight.
I don't remember anything about that episode except for the fight. I don't even know why we were fighting.
That's why I was.
I don't know. I mean, I've said this probably in the past. Forgive me if you've heard it before, but I don't remember specific episodes. I remember specific times. So whenever we were offset, right? We've talked about this. So like the beach episodes, the Palm Springs, Hawaii, all that. Anytime we were not on the lot of where we were shooting, and even when we weren't shooting, really, there's special moments that we all have, like like in the halls of the NBC and seeing like the Tonight Show and being right above like where they were filming, like those moments I remember, but I don't remember specific episodes or work. I remember things that happened sort of in the surrounding parts of doing the show.
Speaking of the Tonight Show, and not to go off on a whole tangent, but I remember it was so exciting to see 5 days a week who the guests were going to be, and then we could meet them, and that was really exciting for...
See, I remember being excited to see what car Jay Leno was going to drive.
True.
Because
True.
he had a different car pretty much
Every
every
day.
day, and they were wild.
And his spot was right near ours, so...
I just remember like going to the commissary too, and you'd see the
Yes.
actors in there that
From
you
soap operas or other shows,
or
or-
you see executives or people that were running the
On the
network
news,
like in the commissary, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
But I think the...
She's done with you.
That's a wrap up done.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Caffeine Pill episode, okay, and bye.
The music's playing. The music's playing.
Hook.
My name is Stan, and I'm from Kansas. I kind of froze here now that I'm up here. My question was similar to hers. What collectively or individually did you guys have a specific, due to the writing of the episode or whatever, a favorite or even one that you felt uncomfortable acting out due to the writing? If there was anything that you didn't like about an episode or...
I didn't like wearing those spandex, like when we had to do like the swan
Yeah.
thing, or like wearing these tight baby blue. I look at photos of that now. I'm like, why would my parents even sign off on that? There's pictures of us with our shirts off. I'm like, I was 15. What am I doing? My parents are like, yeah, take your shirt off. It's great. Show a little nipple.
It was the 90s.
Yeah, it's the 90s.
Yes. I don't think there was any episode that was uncomfortable. You know, we were lucky because it was so innocent. The show was so, you know, earnest and kind
I
of.
like that about the show.
Yeah.
I've shown my kids are all over 18 now.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I enjoy the streaming. We still watch it. My wife and I still watch it.
Yeah.
The streaming.
And it just kind of brings you back, right?
It does. I used to look forward to Saturday mornings.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't think anything uncomfortable though, but just a lot of joy.
Very good. It's a pleasure to meet you guys.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Nicole. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and this is going to be a non-show related question. At this point in your life, what is your biggest achievement?
My kids and my wife, biggest achievement.
Yeah,
So
our family.
blessed to have them. They're happy and healthy, and that's all that is really important in life.
I can relate to that because I have twins, so that would be my biggest achievement and overcoming cancer. So,
God bless you.
Thank God.
If you want, yeah, you can. Oh, you already know how to do. You're a pro.
Hi, my name is Hannah from Wichita, and I have a question. What is your favorite food that you ever tried in your life?
That's a solid
Great
question. That's a solid question. My favorite food of all time. Have you ever had a really good taco? There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your question.
You are gonna give her your favorite food?
Oh,
What's the matter with you
favorite
guys?
food? Oh my gosh.
Come on, Dad. That's complicated.
That is kind of complicated because it's like I just
I'm
found
trying
it-
to think
I
through
really
my-
You're going to the electric chair tomorrow. What are you eating? I already thought this out. I played that on.
tacos. What you're
I already. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna start it off with.
Okay, tell me.
I'm gonna have some bomb tacos. Okay.
From
I'm getting
a
killed
specific
tomorrow.
place?
I know a specific place.
Okay.
A specific place.
She's
I'm having some
gone.
tacos.
She left. Yeah.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
specific.
okay. Bomb
Mark
tacos.
Paul's asking. Specific tacos. All right. Followed by
What kind of tequila are you having? This is a plug.
Planet
by the way.
Tequila.
This is
Casa Mexico Tequila. It's the best. Try
Travis
it.
tequila.
Yes.
So the anejo, the
Yes,
rosado.
all the above.
You're
All
gonna
of
have
them. The
three
Cristalino,
or
the new Cristalino that just came out,
No, but
incredible.
hold on. This is your meal, so are you gonna have a flight of tequila?
I'm gonna have a flight.
And you'll have like a sip of, depending on what you're eating.
Well, for each taco, I will have a different flight,
Like it?
and then I'll
will
have.
your tacos be one type, or fish taco, beef taco?
I'm gonna get nasty with it. I'm gonna have carne adobada, cabeza, lengua, and buche, which is head,
The
brains.
brains, yeah.
Oh, they know what's up. Do they got Latinos in Oklahoma? Oh, damn, all right. I guess we do kind of spread out, but yeah. So the tacos, you know, got me all excited. The tacos, the tequila. I'll probably have some mariscos, like a shrimp cocktail, and then I like the fried Oreos. Those dessert, you get some fried Oreos too. Those
So
are
that's
bomb.
for the dessert.
Those are from Lava. Those are crazy, yeah.
So
and then you
that's
can
your
kill me,
meal.
and then I'm dead.
That's your meal.
That's my go-to. You ever thought about that? I thought about it very much.
I can't top that.
I'm like a fat kid inside though, because I love to eat. So, yeah.
Come on down. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Lucas. I'm from Southern Oklahoma. And my question is, between your normal everyday casting and your special guest, who was your favorite to film with?
Yeah, I'm in the show.
Yeah, in the show, sorry.
Who, as far as guest stars, who was our favorite?
Between your everyday filming and your special guest, who was your favorite?
What do you mean by everyday filming? Like, who was our favorite
Like
to work with?
every episode and then your
Like,
special
you
guest.
mean like either us or guest stars?
Yes.
Yeah. Who is your favorite actor
All
within the
around.
show to ever have worked
You
with
didn't think
on
you would
the
have to
show?
explain your question this
I'll
hard.
show you.
So you're basically like, in other words, like I like Mark Paul.
Guys,
I like her
guys.
better.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Oh,
Mark Paul,
got
did
it.
you like working with me or Tiffany
Yeah.
better? I need the truth.
I'm like, is that what he's really
Who
asking?
was your favorite to film with all around?
Me, right? Both of you would say me,
Yeah,
right?
Elizabeth, all day to America.
I like Kevin the robot. He was great.
I'm gonna go with building.
Actually, you know what? Dennis was always really fun to work opposite.
We were lucky.
We were super lucky.
Think about it. This guy, I mean, he's so amazing. He had to deal with 6 of us, right? But
Here's a fun little fact. When he started Saved by the Bell, he was 15 years younger than we are right now.
Damn! That's crazy.
But no, he was amazing because it was funny. Like we were actors, but he actually studied to be an actor. Like he was a real deal. So he never made us feel like he was acting down.
No.
Right?
No.
He always made us feel like we were.
He was always real cool.
He was very cool.
Very respectful.
Very respectful.
Didn't talk to us like little kids.
Never talked down to us and treated us as equals. And when we were on set, we'd collaborate. We were all messing around at times. It had to be hard for him. You know what I mean? Because you're looking at these little kids.
Think about it. Yeah. No, but he was always wanting to be supportive too. You know. It's been a while since we've seen him, and we love him. Was it like Fallon? Maybe the last.
Yeah. Yeah. But so we all agree.
But anyway,
Dennis.
Dennis is the man.
Thank you.
We always say this thing, hop up. Also, like if anyone was going through stuff, he would have this saying. Hey, hop up.
Hey, Brian from Oklahoma. I had to write my question down because I get nervous. Zach and Slater had such a classic frenemies bromance, constantly competing but always having each other's backs. Was there a favorite scene or episode where that dynamic really clicked for you guys, and how much of that chemistry was natural?
Wait, so are you saying that we're supposed to, like, who are we supposed to pick, or what's get on him about his question?
That was pretty direct. That was pretty direct. He needs to talk to the gentleman in front of him, actually. They would get that. Well, I mentioned earlier the fight scene, so that was kind of the one that sort of stuck out in my mind. I think we made up at the end of that episode, didn't we? So I'm sure we did, or else we wouldn't be able to have another episode. But yeah, that one, and I mean, look, you can't fake chemistry, so I think all of us really did get along. All of us really did like each other. So there was never any issues or drama behind the scenes, and I think that was a big part.
Some of us liked each other a little too much at times, which would create drama as well. You know, because we're all like teenagers, right? And you're working with like, you know, and then you're like, wow, and then I remember
talking about you, Doug.
Our producer. I remember the time that we all got pulled into a room. The producer was like, "Guys, knock this off. You need to talk to him, and she needs to talk."
We
to
had
him.
that?
We did.
Yeah.
Peter brought us up.
I do remember.
Wait, who was having problems?
Because we were like,
I was cool with everybody. You're crazy.
Yeah, but there were times where
Was it the girls?
Remember, the girls weren't talking, and then
it was the girls.
guy,
Okay.
like it was a whole thing. There was some wedges.
I don't remember that.
Like any high school experience, and then with, come back to the love, right?
But there was a talk at one point.
Damn, I don't remember that. I swear. I thought I was cool with everybody.
He kind of just went like this.
Yeah.
He was smooth.
Thank you.
All right, we got about 5 minutes left, so we're going to try to get through as many.
Hey, let him get through them, Dud.
Yeah.
Don't get pontificate.
I'll start Googling things.
Go on a diatribe.
Hi, I'm Megan. I live here in Oklahoma City, but I'm from Bossier City, Louisiana. And this is a fun fact, for Mark Paul, whenever you filmed St. Tammany Miracle in Shreveport, Louisiana, me and my sister and my mom were extras in that movie, and we actually got to meet you back then. I was like 7 or 8. So,
Was I nice?
I remember I couldn't say anything. I was so shy. But, yes. So my question is, did y'all take any mementos from the set?
I don't think any of us really took things from the set. I think,
Remember they gave us like Letterman's jackets?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Letterman's jackets as like a wrap gift, but yeah, we didn't take stuff from the set, and I wish we had. I wish we had taken more, knowing what the show would then become. But at the time, we didn't know if we were going to do more or not. So I think we had to just not touch anything.
That's it. Yeah, 5 minutes done.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. See you in another 40 years.
Okay, hi y'all. I'm Audrey and I'm from OKC. My main completely honest, I haven't seen the show.
So, that's okay. You have something to look forward to.
Yeah, I want y'all, without giving me a summary or like trying to inspire me, I want y'all to convince me to watch it.
That's creative. I like it. Who wants to?
I was just gonna Google it.
Listen, if you want to see teens playing actual teens in a very innocent, vanilla Saturday morning vibe with a very diverse and happy cast that actually got along, then that's your jam, honey.
I mean, I can't top that. It is what it is. He got it right. And if you want to feel some goodness and joy right about now, the world needs more of it right now, return to that show, and for the first time, you'll get to kind of go back in a time machine to a time that was more simple.
Thank you.
Are you going to watch it?
Miss Berkley, my name is Frank, and I am a case manager at a drug rehab in Tulsa. And thank you. I want to thank you for the Hot Fudge episode, the Hot Sunday episode. I have used that clip so many times in group.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Seriously.
That. Oh my God.
We talk about the difference between the way, you know, alcohol and other drugs are portrayed in media and the reality of the situation. And so thank you first off for that. My question really quick for Mr. Lopez and Mr. Gosselaar. I love the college years. I know everybody's going to hate me after I say that. Why did that get so much hate?
Damn, did it get a lot of hate?
Well,
did it get hate or it just didn't? Maybe because I wasn't on it?
Probably that's what it was. Yeah.
That was it. We didn't have her on, learned our lesson. You know, sometimes you learn the hard way.
Thank you.
My name is Colby. Ironically enough, I'm actually a mental health professional as well. And so,
thank you guys for what you do.
Thank you. My question for you is the I'm So Excited episode about Jesse's addiction as one of the most iconic and emotionally intense moments in the series. How did filming that episode affect each of you personally? And did it change how you approached your characters or the show's tone moving forward?
Wow, thank you for such a thoughtful question. I think, personally, I was very excited to, no pun intended, to have something really emotional and kind of deeper. And so just as an actor, I've always been looking for that. I love comedy, but I also love to go deep. And that episode, that episode to me just.
Wrap it up, Doug.
That episode to me, I just loved as an actor getting to be just more vulnerable and expose something that needed to be talked about. And I feel like because we have a lot of trust between us, or had, we could go there together, and it was safe.
Yeah, I too love to go deep. I feel like I was in the infancy of my acting, so I didn't really understand the gravity of what we were shooting, which is probably good for a scene like that. Yeah, it was, you know, it's been a long journey since then. I probably treat that scene differently now, but I'm glad I didn't, because that was the innocence that kind of was up on screen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we got a minute. We got 3 questions. I think we can do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, this was quick. JP, I'm from Oklahoma City, Recon, and this is one for Mario. First off, thanks for giving Zach an interview yesterday. Really appreciate that.
You got it.
Secondly, are you going to death row because you used Mark Paul as your attorney?
Oh, well, you know, I was talking about my last meal. I thought you were talking about Death Row Records. I'm like, yeah. No, that was a hypothetical, sir. I haven't committed any capital crimes, so I will not. But if I did, I would hit up Mark Paul as my attorney.
Hello, my name is Daisy Gallardo. I'm from McAllen, Texas.
I'm here circling back from the Ted Bundy thing. How did that affect you mentally, or like how you viewed your character?
I'm not gonna lie, there were times while we were filming things that it really affected me. Thankfully, I filmed the show in Atlanta. I live in California. And there'd be times where, especially like dealing with the young children on the show, and some of the things that I would do, and then the second season was a little tougher than the first. The first was a little more contained. The second season, that kind of went off the rails. But there were times that it was difficult, yeah. But that's what YouTube's for. I'm watching TikTok.
All right, our final question, then we're going to take a big group picture with everybody. What's your name?
My name's Sophia. I'm from Oklahoma, and I watched all of the episodes of the show. I just want to know, what was your favorite part of the film in the show?
Favorite part, honey? Not episode or
Don't. Just answer her question.
I'm trying to
I
understand.
think we liked being at the
I'm trying
beach.
to understand it.
At Malibu Sands.
She's not
was-
Lucas, guys.
Yeah.
She's not Lucas.
Favorite part of the film, like,
You know what the part when they said you're wrapped? Was my favorite part. No.
We all had fun at the beach.
We all had
so-
fun at the beach. I think the beach was probably the most fun. But better question, what was your favorite?
I know, I can give you an answer that somebody hasn't said before. I remember a favorite part of us was after the show, we would all come out and we would, they would call us out. I think first would be Mr. Belding, and then you'd get to bow in front of the audience, and you'd get to everybody would clap and cheer, and you get to talk to people. And remember that? We would all stand there and we get to kind of connect a little bit more with the audience.
It's like a play. When you come out
play.
and done,
And
yeah.
that was actually fun. Sometimes you go out there and the energy would be really good. So at the end of the show, when you said rap, that memory of waiting to hear your name being called, and then you come running out and
One
they
by
would cheer.
one, we'd come out and then just bow.
Then on Friday, it was on a Friday night, so then sometimes we'd all go eat together. That was a fun part too.
At a 50s diner called Ed DeBevick's.
Thanks, Sophia.
Great question. Well, this has been so much fun. We're so honored to have you guys here this weekend.
Thank you.